inside of Tall Boys. It's a bar and restaurant that's been closed since the early onset of the COVID pandemic. Since it's closed, it is now the headquarters of the Tucson Food Share. Tucson Food Share, it's a mutual aid project. We're giving out food to anyone who asks for it. We try to also make it possible for anyone to contribute. Nobody makes money off of it, and so much of the stuff that we share is donated that it's a very low expense project. So if people who do have money donate what they would otherwise spend at a grocery store and get their food here, then it enables this project to really go on.
Pivot Produce is a distribution company focused on local and small scale production in southern Arizona. We buy food from about 30 different farmers right now, and we're distributing to 35 to 40 restaurants on a good day. When COVID hit, we all got freaked out. A lot of folks were running to the grocery stores to fill up their pantries, and grocery stores were, the shelves were empty. Meanwhile, we had farmers and their walk-ins and coolers and fields were filled with food, and all of our phones started ringing like crazy. So we have shifted almost completely over to delivering to the doorsteps of families here in Tucson. When we first launched Pivot Direct, it was just one Instagram post, and we had 360 people sign up in 48 hours. We're busier than we've ever been. I am a staunch anti-capitalist that is running a business. So it's kind of this push and pull within the company to say, how are we meeting the needs of the community? How are we breaking down systems of oppression within agriculture? But then also, how are we getting as much money to farmers as we possibly can? We buy a ton of food from farmers that we just give away. And we use the wealth that we have in our customer base to subsidize or facilitate that. What we really want to do is give money to farmers, but there's a lot of people out there that need to eat.
The Facebook group is called Tucson Mutual Aid, and it is essentially just that. So we encourage anybody in the Tucson community, regardless of area of town, to make themselves available to provide aid or to receive aid if at any point in time they may need it. We're a group that's just here to support each other and try our best to meet each other's needs. I'm a social worker. I've been a social worker in Tucson for about the past 12 years. I think it's really magnified those social issues that folks ordinarily experience if they're under-resourced or they're more impacted by systemic pitfalls. Now, since everyone's being impacted, it's like, oh, this is my issue. This is something critical that we need to look at here.
Can you imagine if we had started recording? I started recording. Me and Monica are roommates, and when the ordinance happened, we were concerned about people experiencing homelessness, not having masks.
We started Tucson Mask Share.
We are a grassroots organization that is made up of any person who is willing to join us and participate by making donations. We take those donations and we distribute them to community partners that we identify as having a need.
We were expecting 3 people maybe to show up, and it was like 25 cars that rolled through.
Donating like over 600 masks just in that one drive.
Just in a few hours, yeah. We recently received a donation of 1,000 masks from Christy Dawn.
Viruses are completely neutral, but our reactions to them are not. We can choose what our response is individually and as a society. And I think that mutual aid is this wonderful chance for us to fill in the gaps.
That's how I think about mutual aid, right? It's that concept of shifting from charity to solidarity.
Through a community-run mutual aid project, people can hopefully feel a lot more security knowing that their whole community is looking out for itself and looking out for each other. We don't like to determine who does and doesn't deserve the food. It's actually really important to us that this be a cross-class community. Our long-term hope for this is that this remains a community food resource. I think it's a really beautiful thing when people work together, and I think everyone knows that in their hearts.
The more work we do in non-periods of disaster, or what do you call that, normal life, to build the resilience of our local food system, the better off we're going to be when that happens again.
The most rapid response and the most effective response is often mutual aid. The systems at play should take a lesson in like what does mutual aid and what does grassroots organizing really provide the people.